Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for being online today at our webinar about BlackBerry manage a variety of endpoints environments. My name is Damian Gołuch and I'm product manager of BlackBerry in Bakotech company. With me today is also Mirosław Chudy, who is our pre-sales engineer of this product. In today's webinar, we will try to focus on two, maybe three things, especially how to manage different kinds of our environments that we use in everyday works. I mean, our smartphones and our notebooks. But first of all, I would love to also introduce the roadmap of BlackBerry and how those cybersecurity products were developed. So first of all, BlackBerry is not only smartphones company, it's also a software with lots of protection products about cybersecurity and few products of managing those appliances like smartphones, notebooks, workstations, etc. First of all, the mobile device management. This is one of the first products that were developed by BlackBerry, and it is still developing for the newest versions. So everything works very fine, and it's compatible with nowadays applications to manage. Another thing important in this roadmap is also app containerization. So we can also manage application on our mobiles, for example. More about this I will tell during this presentation. And the last step is shipping container. It's securing physical assets. So this is the module that is responsible for every kind of geolocalization of our appliance like smartphones or notebooks, when we can check from where our end user was logging into the system or to any kinds of Wi-Fi spots or to internet via 5G or LTE modems that are in our smartphones. In BlackBerry, we have also the bunch of security modules, what I mentioned at the very beginning. So it's also endpoint protection. In this endpoint protection, we also include our smartphones. So I will tell a slide info about this later on, but on today's presentation, we will focus on unified endpoint management. Unified endpoint management, I mean device management, with managing every application that we can install remotely or uninstall remotely thanks to our IT administration inside our company. Also with managing of digital rights, regulated controls with our policy of cybersecurity that is implemented in every kind of company nowadays. Okay, let's start from mobile device management. So it's very comprehensive, flexible, and highly scalable MDM system, also with MAM system. So MDM is to manage our devices. MAM is to manage our applications that are inside our smartphones or our notebooks. Very important thing is that we have a possibility in here to check this smartphone on two ways. First way is just a regular smartphone that is our company smartphone and we use it only for work. And the second thing is that actually every single smartphone nowadays, I think, has that option to socket in, to plug in two cards, two SIM cards to be connected to the global web. So lots of endpoint users at this moment don't want to have with them two different smartphones. They want to have only one, so they put in two different cards in it. And what to do when we have two environments to manage? Nothing easier, because BlackBerry can cut down this private piece of our smartphone and let them have just a full of functionalities, while when we swap to the workspace environment that we will use only inside our company, then the whole system of BlackBerry will start to manage everything like applications and our smartphone. This is very flexible, because we can install this in every single environment, I mean Android or iOS from Apple. Also, when we will talk about notebooks, there's also available version of Windows or Mac OS. Another thing is that BlackBerry also includes such device like Workspace. So it is internal, something like help desk, internal chat via every single coworker, something similar to Skype. We can't go outside, only internal inside the company. Another thing to manage is what I mentioned just a few minutes ago, MAM. MAM is mobile application management. So we can remotely install or uninstall every single application which is included in Google Shop or Windows Store. So for example, when we will go for a travel to the conference or to meet our partner, relationship partner, of course, or our customer, there might be a need to do a proper presentation or just ad hoc to show how it works. We can ask our IT administrator or send him a request to install for us an application which is included in one of those two stores that I had mentioned. For example, we need any kind of extra application from Microsoft or something like that, any similar. So remotely, our IT administrator has this possibility, and he will send to our device. It doesn't. It also can be smartphone and laptop. A request with showing prompts that we need to accept to install and agree every terms of this application. It also works other way. We can uninstall everything remotely. So for example, if we will have two smartphones, for example, in this case, one our private, so it's okay, but second one is our business smartphone. Our administrator has this possibility to check what kind of applications we have installed in it. So if he will check that we have, for example, 10 games that are not proper to have them in our smartphone or in our laptop, notebook, then he can remotely uninstall them, because via them there is lots of chances that those applications, for example, might have and might create any vulnerability potentials to be attacked, to take some kind of ransomware or malware inside our smartphone or notebook, because as we know, those applications that are connected all day long to the internet, they are sending packages of data. They have also some kind of backdoors and exploit to use for hackers, that they can easily take over our appliance. So in this case, our IT administrator also has this possibility to uninstall everything what is included in our mobile devices. Another thing in unified endpoint management for both things, I mean both notebook and smartphone. And there is dynamic, ad hoc, and all day long functionality of multi-factor authentication with single sign-on projects. What does it mean? For example, if we will lose our smartphone or maybe it's going to be stolen, then our IT admin has also few options to do. First of them is block our device permanently. Another thing is block our device, and we can unlock it via authentication 2FA. So first of all, we need to put a correct password or do the BIOS scan, for example, of our finger. Another thing is delete all the data that is included in our smartphone. So our administrator also has this option to just by one click clear the device permanently from all of data, so we can be safe and there would be no worries that any data would be stolen. There would be no data leak of very important informations that they might be on our inbox emails or just via our shared hard drives uh, or from cloud that is included that we can go to via our smartphone. Also, there is lots of things via Workspace, so protecting enterprise content beyond the firewall requires comprehensive content management and content collaboratories capabilities. So what I meant in here is making lots of reports and alerts about use cases that, for example, secure files might be copying too much and so on. So we can also track those files where they have been sent, etc. Also, our administrator has this potential and option to track down our smartphone or notebook in geolocalization way. So, for example, if we lose our smartphone, also he can check where was the last sign in alerted, and we can try to go and find our smartphone. Also, it's going to be a nice tracker if our appliances are going to be stolen, for example. Also, thanks to Workspace and unified endpoint management, IT administrator also has this potential to block via geolocalization potential connection to the internet via unprotected Wi-Fi nets or via our 5G or LTE modems, which are included in our smartphone. So, for example, if we will travel outside of the European Union, then our smartphones would be blocked and we will not be able to make a proper connection to the internet via, for example, LTE modem, which is included. Another thing, it is one of the last that I want to mention also is user behavior analytics. Of course, we can install from BlackBerry this package of security, which is Silence Protect, and it's AI protected engine, also included in this Silence Protect, and user behavior analytics. It's persona. What does it mean? Persona will automatically and non-stop in dynamic way check if the correct user is using correct appliance. What does it mean? For example, if somebody will try to brute force our password or our notebook or smartphone would be stolen, and someone will manage to start working on it, then this user behavior analytics will check the way how our appliance, our device is using. So, for example, we already tested this in our devices, and Persona blocked our notebooks after 5 signs because it's checked that, for example, other person used Shift button on keyboard while there wasn't any earlier in past use of those keys, or for example using ALT button, or for example using combo of shift enter buttons. So it will automatically check that something is wrong, that this user in past was never used those combo of keys on our keyboard. Automatically this notebook is going to be blocked, and to unlock it we need to send once again our two-factor authentication to start works on our notebook. The same way is with our smartphone devices. It was blocked after about 3 or 4 seconds. Yep, seconds. So the Protect module with Persona module also detect that improper user is trying to use this device. So when we are going to touch the screen in other way than normally, of course, Persona is a machine learning system. So it detects that something is wrong, that this might not be the owner of this device, and it's going to block our smartphone. Automatically, our IT administrator is going to be alerted, and lots of infos are going to show on his email, on his smartphone also, via a short message system or MMS system, or even with prompts that are going to be shown on his platform of BlackBerry with the management modules. So I think that those combo of products are going to be very welcome in every single company, especially to users that, for example, travel from one city to other or via lots of countries when they are going for those meetings with partners, with customers via conference, etc. So it's going to be a very useful tools to protect every device that we can have with us, such as notebooks and laptops. At this moment, thank you for attendee, and in just a few seconds, Mirosław Hudy, our pre-sales engineer, is going to show the demo of this product. So Mirek, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Damian. My name is Mirosław Hudy. I'm pre-sales engineer that is responsible for BlackBerry products in our Bakotech distribution. Please give me a second. I will share my screen. The screen that you are currently viewing is the dashboard of the BlackBerry UEM console. So this dashboard, you can see all of your devices or selected through the system, the platform. This is fully manageable, so you can configure it about for your company. There is a lot of policies that you can manage, that you can configure. I will not show you everything that we can do that because it's not for a 15-minute or 10-minute presentation, but for an almost over an hour presentation to go for everything that we can configure. But as you can see, there are IT policies, activation policies, how we can activate our devices, the compliance policies. We can add some email configuration. We can inject the Wi-Fi, VPN, DNS configurations, etc. And as for the IT policies, that the policies that we can block or allow something on our devices, I will show you examples of iOS and Android, how many options we can configure. iOS is a bit closed system, but we can also make some configuration in it, as like allow Siri, disallow the voice dialing, etc. And for Android devices, uh, there's a lot more. So uh, as you can see, there's a lot more options, and also uh, we can use for Samsung devices, we can use the built-in Knox hmm, management, so we can make a lot more for this device than from for the uh, other Android devices. So we can also use the Samsung Knox as the part of the UEM system. So just for the devices, just like the Damien said, we can see our users, we can see the devices that they have configured for them. We can filter it by OS version, by the model, the ownership, if it's owned by the company or if it's uh, device that user bring to the firm. So it's we can use also the BYOD model. And as for the devices, like the details, we can see what which policies we have configured in, which applications we have assigned to the device, some personal apps, and the BlackBerry dynamic apps. So the um, apps that we are using to work with our in our company with the BlackBerry apps. As we can see, this is the device reports. It's low-level informations like which OS system it's installed, what how many RAM, what Wi-Fi network is supported, etc. For iOS devices, we can delete all device data. We can delete only the work data. We can lock or unlock the device. And also, if we have configured, we can see the location of the device. Here we have Samsung Galaxy J6 Plus. It's an older Samsung device, but it have a Knox implemented itself. So here we have much more options. So we can disable the workspace, enable the workspace. We can reset the password for the workspace. And like in the iPhone, we can see the policies, the apps, and the device informations for it. Also the localization, and I will show you here more. So this is the history of the localization. I was working with this phone in our office, so there are some localization points in our office in Krakow. Also, I will show you how it exactly looked on the phone, on this Samsung. So this is the live view of my phone. Uh, it's blocked. I will just unlock it. Uh, the pin, okay, and we have some apps, and this is our osobiste. It's translated to English like personal. So this is our personal space. This is device that is fully uh, managed by the company. So we have personal space with my own personal applications, and the workspace that I have my uh, company applications, my business crucial information. So when I want to I don't know, maybe use some web application for my business, I will have to uh, make a two-step verification in my configuration. So this is the biometric my fingerprint, and there is another code to pass another pin, and now I can use my Google Chrome web browser and connect to the internet and check some information for my firm. So that is how it's looking for the personal and the workspace differences. Also, I have installed here my BlackBerry Protect application for mobile, so I can assess the security of my phone. As we can see, the apps are good, network protection is safe, and I'm scanning now the my messages, but the device is not secure because I have enabled the developer options, so I can just show you the real-time screen for the presentation. So uh, BlackBerry Protect will uh, get hints how we can fix it. So when I click the fix button, I will get the explanation about the vulnerability of this phone, and when I click settings, I will get transported to the settings of the uh, programming options. Also, in Protect app, I have something like work mode. This is for another system from BlackBerry. It's from the silence part, from the security. It's secure gateway, so I can secure my web applications, my cloud applications, my own business directories in my office. And if I'm not connected with work mode, I will probably not be able to connect to these sources. So this is how the application and the differences looks. Uh, when we want to add some applications to our repository, we can add from App Store, from Google Play, from Windows Store for older Windows phones, or the laptop for the PC versions of 8 and 10. When we click on Google Play, it will just send us to the Google Store, Google Play Store, so we can search for the applications or choose some applications from the suggestions. I will check this WhatsApp application. I will approve it. We'll need to get the acceptances done. We can also make some category for this application. For some applications, we can also choose the custom configuration, like for the Outlook app, for the email apps, so we can inject directly our company email configuration, so our employees will have already their company mailboxes configured with the application installation done. So I will click add, and we will see this application in our repository. So yeah, we have now WhatsApp, and we can now uh, assign this app are as probably maybe some work app, etc. Just clicking by plus, choosing the application that I want to add to my work group, and when I will save it, it will be delivered to all my devices that are currently configured for this group. Damian also mentioned the BlackBerry persona. So this is behavioral engine for the mobiles. We can see events from where and how often our users were connected to the internet and how they were using their phones. So for now, I have some events in Krakow, 8 total. So as we can see, there was 2 in the morning in my apartment and 6 today in the office. As for the details, we can see that the app were normally used. It was in the geo zone that I have configured as safe, and the details for the user and the phone. It was iPhone, from what IP addresses, what user, on which hour. So we can configure different geo zones, as like for the it was like risk zones, I think. So we have high risk zone, medium risk zone, and low risk zone. So probably in the low risk zone, everything will be okay. In the medium risk, we'll ask for the another authentication of the user. Probably it's not safe to use work application for them in this zone. And high risk zone, we can automatically, for example, block the usage of the work application. The business crucial information will be not accessible from that zone. We can manage these zones. We can just by clicking, we can add these zones by medium, low. It's very easy to use. And also we have some risks engines settings, so like how they will use the sorry, my session expired, give me a second. Sorry. So we can choose which risk is what scoring is for the for which risks. Also we can make whitelist and blacklist of the IP zones, IP addresses. So when we make a policy, we can add some like behavioral pattern and the app anomaly, some actions for it. Also for geozone risks, also we can manage. So we can make the second authentication, blocking the business crucial information, etc. So this is a very short part of the it's a very short introduction to the UM system from the technical side. If you have some more questions, just contact us. We'll make a one-on-one appointment, and then we'll show you a much more about the system. So I will just give my voice voice back to the Damian, and thank you very much for the time.
Yep, thank you, Mirek, for such a nice presentation. It's always glad to have you with us. Mr. Marco, like Mirek said, if you would love to get more information, take more info about the systems, about the other modules that were not spoken today during this short webinar, just feel free to contact us. Here's the address email for me. It's damian.goluch@bakotech.pl. Just send me an email. I will rewrote to you. Like Mirek said, we can arrange a meeting online via Teams, for example, and we will answer for all of your questions and show other modules that are in BlackBerry included. For example, Optics, its XDR solution that were not mentioned today, or other left from BlackBerry portfolio. Thank you everybody for attending. Mr. Marco, thank you for your time today. Have a nice rest of the day. We are in touch. Cheers.